Gordon made theater a central fact of Los Angeles life, and the theater as a hub for thought, conflict, bringing all sorts of opposite and competing elements within the community to the stage.
My first impression of him was of somebody who was very bright, very strong feelings about the theater, and was eager, had a wonderful eagerness. And I think more than anything else, it was his nature and his smarts that were most appealing about Gordon. And he was extremely successful and went from stage managing apprentice to stage manager, and then in very short order went with John Houseman to Los Angeles. And that ultimately became the Mark Taper Forum as soon as they got it built.
I remember when they brought Atomic Chicken to the Taper, Gordon, and I think 80% of that audience left before the first intermission. They were appalled by it. I fell out of my seat laughing. I loved it. So Gordon was trying to always push the envelope to try to inform the people that he served in the theater about issues that they probably would not have had needed or wanted to confront.
He knows what theater is. And he knows that theater isn't just what you do theatrically, but how you engage the community.
We've always been easy with each other, and my life has been extraordinarily rich because of that. I mean, I think I've also learned how to be a human being from being a part of that family.
Gordon never abandons you. And in the theater, where you're in and you're out and you're in and you're out and you're in and you're out, it's good to have somebody that always thinks you're in.
He has a good heart, which doesn't necessarily come with the job. And I think that even as much as talent, perseverance, a kind of almost dogged, dopey stick-to-itiveness is one of Gordon's greatest assets.
Now, he raised two wonderful children, and he has a great relationship with a wonderful marriage with Judy, and so he's had a life, but he really, really put 110% into that theater, which is why it has flourished, not only survived, but flourished and still exists.
I remember in the very early years, having dinner with Gordon and Judy and in their home as a break to our work together. Adam, as a baby, our first meeting, threw up all over me.
In his dining room, there are just piles of magazines and papers and piles of letters, you know, because he's a kingpin, so he gets all this stuff. And some actor wrote him and said, "If you miss me, you'd hire me." And I thought that was a piece of wisdom I'll never forget.
He always pleases me. To see him, his interest, his love of theater, his love of actors, of the process, is just, it's extraordinary. It's a life devoted to the theater, and you don't get that very often.
Gordon, it's been so great to be part of your theatrical family for most of my life, but even greater to be able to be part of your personal family. I love everybody in your family, and they have all been so supportive to me in my life. So, and you, so thank you.
I love you, and I am deeply grateful to you. Bless your heart.
Gordon. Hugs and kisses, continuously and forever.
Gordon, this is not as good as my being there at the night that you're being honored, but it's the second best thing. So I congratulate you on your being honored by Cornerstone, and I wish you, as I always do, a long and continued happy life in the theater.
This is still another ceremony celebrating your celebrated career, and the next time, dinner is on me.